Yeah, there's only a surface. There's nothing inside.
Is the sun actually, do you believe, combusting in on itself?
It's not burning anything. There's no fusion in the sun. That's well understood.
Prove it.
Yeah, well, there's just not the way to prove that there is any. It's only in the flares that you get fusion. That's why all the X-rays. The flares, the arcs, and the X-rays, and the microwaves, and whatever result of fusion in the arcs. There's no fusion in the sun. They don't know how the sun works.
Why do you... What's special? How does the sun make light?
It's a transformer. Transforms from some other dimension. It's not burning anything. It doesn't have to. It's a converter.
Of what?
I don't know. Nobody knows. But that's what it does. That's the only thing it can do, because that's how everything works.
It's transforming from another dimension?
Yeah, you can say it's taking energy from another dimension, counter space. There's no energy, actually. You can't. Most of it you can't even measure in outer space or see.
You can't see?
No, you can't see the sun in free space.
So the sun is not visible in outer space?
Not in free space. It's only invisible when gross matter becomes involved, like the Earth's atmosphere and envelope and the surface of the moon or whatever. That makes the light. Otherwise, there is no light. You can see the moon, you can see the Earth, but you can't see the sun or you can't see the stars.
But you can see the planets and the satellite.
Right. You can see material objects, but you cannot see the sources of light. There is no light until there's a material object.
To reflect off.
So that means there's no time delay. So the whole time delay thing is meaningless. It doesn't take light years. There are no light years because there's no light. So that means that the light you see from the distant stars isn't 4 million years old. It could be only minutes old. It could be instantaneous. All the theories collapse when you can't see the stars in outer space.
Is it hollow?
Yeah, there's only a surface.
Interesting. Could the sun and moon be a multi-dimensional capacitor? The question is, what's on the other side of the sun? For entertainment purposes only, don't believe everything you hear or see on this video.
So archaeologists keep finding massive shoes at an ancient Roman fort, and they have no idea why they're so big. No idea, eh? Almost like these doors were built for something much bigger than the average human being. I mean, maybe the Bible and all of our ancestors were correct when they talked about like the Nephilim and all the giants, and that's why we see all these depictions of giants in ancient Egypt. I mean, literally hundreds of times carved into stone. Maybe why we find giant petrified beings all over the world. And they say that this is a sculpture, guys. Yeah, it's a sculpture. Yeah, this is a sculpture for sure. Look at the beard. Look at the hair. I mean, the evidence of this couldn't be any more obvious, but the eyes are useless when the mind is blind. Peace and love.
A pyramid made entirely of quartz. That's not normal.
These are scenes from a much different Egypt than we have been shown in our history books, showing a very buried city under the sand, pyramids built right on top of ancient tree stumps, and a sphinx that looks much different than the face we see today. And when I say built on top of ancient tree stumps, just look at this map from Cairo. Let's take a little closer look onto the top right of it. All those pyramids right on top of flat top mountains, or as we know them here, ancient trees. Everything has been reshaped in this world we know, mostly in part to hide our true past, our true origins, the true purpose of these structures like the pyramids. I think they were once part of an advanced civilization's free energy network, and they definitely go a lot deeper than we see. We have just started unburying from the last reset. What do you think the true purpose of the pyramids were? Let me know in the comments. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
I'm not gonna lie, these are some interesting Sphinx. You know, they're kind of giving me the vibe of those scorpion-like beasts with long hair and sharp teeth that were going to be released in Revelation. Because, you know, it says that they have long hair, you know, and a tail like a scorpion. These could be different, but it's kind of giving me different vibes. Because, you know, what if this beast smiled and it had sharp teeth under there? You know, it would line up. But these are definitely different than the Sphinx we see today. And when he mentioned unburying the last reset, you can't explain that any better, because look at it. They're just digging up the last reset, and who knows how many resets this Sphinx been sitting there. This could be 3 resets ago, like I've talked about in my last videos. Like, this was originally a lion, and they just carved it up a little bit to make it look like an Egyptian Sphinx, is my theory. And he also asked, what was the function of these pyramids? What do you think these functions of the pyramids were? There's stories that we were reading a while back that said that these actual pyramids were reset generators. Believe it or not, it was like a trophy of power. Like, whoever was in charge back in the day that made these pyramids, it was almost like a warning to show people, like, hey, we have the technology to pop off a reset. So they were like reset trophies, is basically how they were describing it. We will have to go in more detail in the future about that, but that was one of the most outlandish, crazy theories I've heard of why the actual pyramids were there, rather than just old technology. It was old technology that could do some damage. I don't know if they all lined up and shot out in the ionosphere, created something, I don't know. But that's the story. Just like the pyramids that are found all over the world, they also have Sphinx all across the world. Check this out.
Much like the pyramids that are found worldwide, it is not just the Great Sphinx in Egypt. There are also sphinxes reported all over this world. Many of them, the mainstream tries to dismiss as nothing more than natural formations.
Yeah, Oshawa Amaru. That's an interesting name. How did they get that? Where did that information come from?
That is what they do to dismiss anything that goes against their paper history. Their history that is nothing more than a set of lies agreed upon. But look for yourself here. Are these just natural formations found worldwide that all just so happen to look like the Sphinx? Or have we been lied to about so much in our history? I believe most of what the mainstream dismisses as natural formations, hillsides, mountains, hide a lot more buried right beneath the surface. Question everything, friends. Until next time. Much like,
you know how people take trips to the Grand Canyon or Yellowstone? You know, I'm starting to think I need to do like a rotation around America that look at Devil's Tower, the alleged pyramids. You know, I think that would be an awesome family vacation or trip to do. And just wonder at the mysteries. Would that be something you would like to do? Shout out to my boy Dice God. I see you. The Eiffel Tower is a lot older than we were told. Is there more evidence of the mud flood? What do you think? You know, we already know, if you haven't heard, that the Eiffel Tower may have been a giant antenna. And what is under the Eiffel Tower is what you want to ask yourself. If it's a giant antenna or a giant mooring station, what's underground? And better yet, who are they trying to communicate with if it is a giant antenna? If you ask me, something that big, that can communicate over the ice wall. They could communicate so much further. When you see giant satellites aimed at a certain direction, who are they really talking to is the question. Take a look at this satellite in Russia. Look at how massive this thing is. That looks like the one on X-Men that Magneto had to use his power to try to turn. Look how massive this thing is. You gotta ask yourself, if they're not projecting this out into Sector 9, Milky Way 7, you know what I'm saying? Who are they really trying to contact? Who are they talking to with this device? Who created it? How long was it there? And what were they doing with it?
The gateway process. A term that might sound straight out of a science fiction novel or a conspiracy theory form. But it's far more real and intriguing than one might imagine. Imagine a world where you could transcend the confines of reality, travel through space and time with just the power of your consciousness. In 1983, Lieutenant Colonel Wayne McDonald submitted a groundbreaking report titled Analysis and Assessment of Gateway Process to U.S. Army Intelligence. This report was no ordinary military briefing. It detailed a revolutionary method for achieving out-of-body experiences, all in the pursuit of intelligence gathering. The Gateway Process.
You know, I don't try to have an out-of-body experience intentionally, but I do remember one time I had a dream and it was extremely vivid. Like I can control everything I was doing. I told this story a while back where I drew with my hand basically like 3 white boxes and I just was on top of the earth. They were like bright white boxes, like I can go through them. You know, again, I don't try to have out-of-body experience. This was just a dream, but the dream felt so real and I was able to control it. It just was like, damn, you know, if people could do this intentionally or at will, I wonder, you know, why and what exactly do they have going on? What type of information? How could that help somebody, basically? Or are they more just signs trying to show you something? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Smart city surveillance and tracking citizens.
Power crews have been working to repair and replace streetlights in and around Metro Atlanta.
The sensors can record outdoor temperature, capture pedestrian and vehicle movement, and record audio and video.
Drone 2 flew over the Thomasville Heights neighborhood.
So the device attaches very nicely to the light, and it's blends in quite nicely. And it's got two cameras, 2 audio sensors, edge processing capabilities, which is really great and allows you to do a lot.
And every 5 minutes, it drops smart dust into the... No, I'm just kidding. Or am I?
More than just kind of sending full video files back, and supports multiple connectivity options like cellular is what we're leveraging today, but it can also support fiber and Bluetooth as well.
Officials held a news conference Wednesday night to discuss the progress they've made with the Light Up the Night program and where they plan to go next. 2024 marks year 3 of the ongoing initiative and the latest efforts in the old Adamsville neighborhood.
In the next year, we're going to increase that by 20,000 more lights, lighting up the night.
Is that the people monitoring the cameras have the ability to move those cameras 360 degrees. They can zoom in and out on whatever's happening in the area of the camera.
Didn't Batman get in trouble for this on the Dark Knight with the Joker? It was too powerful. He said, what did Morgan Freeman say? He said, after this, you're getting my resignation because this is too much power for one man. They're literally trying to recreate this.
We have highly trained civilian personnel. Not only are they monitoring radio traffic, they have the ability to communicate directly with the officers on the street, and they're also proactively monitoring, looking for criminal activity. For example, there was a monitor that observed animal abuse, and they were able to call that out, and the suspect was apprehended at a short distance from where the observation was made.
We also have camera programs that allow that where we own and operate cameras.
Power crews have been working.
And then those cameras are going to be integrated with AI. It's going to have facial recognition. It's going to scan your face and be like, oh yeah, that's so-and-so. He's over here. So it's getting scary.
For the below the principalities, look what it's called. Transcending. Now, I actually came here before and I prayed standing here. I'm going to show you. Right there. And you know what happened? My feet started burning when I saw, because I was praying against this thing. But look, watch this. Look at this.
Did you hear that? He said when he was praying, his feet started burning.
Look at his hands. Fallen ones.
On the edge of Detroit, Michigan. Right on the water, just like every other Stargate, there's a portal named the Transcending Arch Monument. This place has more than we can ever comprehend. There's plenty of occult symbology and reverse-engineered old-world technology, highlighted by the unfinished archway showing they still have work to do. Time is of the essence. Could this possibly be the gateway to the light bearer? His idolatry is littered throughout the material world. They know the secrets, that where we live, everything is about energy. Everything hidden in plain sight. Like this battery, you think is a building. When I first learned of this place, I only knew about the Stargate, across the street from the Scientology building. Like I said, it's right on water, collecting energy, or should I say currency, because we live on some type of motherboard, and the battery-shaped buildings are never coincidence. It's all part of the grid, one that your essence is fueling. But who would ever believe that? The programming has been too real. Just look at this place. Once you start seeing structures like this, you can't unsee them. Everything coordinated, strategically. It's a circuit board you were never taught about, with dark energy and doorways they enter in and out of. It couldn't be any more obvious. But tell me, what do you see? Do you see what you're told to see? Or do you actually see what's in front of you?
I mean, I had no idea Detroit had all this type of symbology. Like, what is this supposed to be? It is just screaming portal vibes. And I believe that's the Chrysler building, looking exactly like a battery. I did not catch this, but the Stargate, like, I mean, across from the Scientology building as well. I mean, what are the odds? Then you got that giant arm hanging in a pyramid. I mean, what is really going on in Detroit?
Y'all watch this UFO. Look at that. Now, this UFO was caught on live TV during Dubai's New Year's Eve celebration. Look at that. UFO flies right on by. Caught on live TV. Disclosure is definitely happening this year.
I mean, they dropped a movie trailer for it. So, I mean, hey. But I feel like people say that every year for like the past 5 years. Disclosure's coming. But you definitely could see something flying through. And let's just take a moment to look at the city of Dubai. Like, that is massive. I wonder what type of ancient structures they have in Dubai.
In July 2025, deep in the windswept plains of western Azerbaijan, archaeologists stumbled upon a Bronze Age burial mound that had remained untouched for nearly 4,000 years. Known in this region as a Kurgan, it held something incredible inside. Just beneath the surface, archaeologists found 14 massive limestone slabs, each of them weighing a ton, and just beside them were the weathered remains of a colossal stone bull. As they dug further, they found the Kurgan was divided into a 3-part burial chamber, with each section sealed off by ancient stone walls. Inside one of the compartments, they found a treasure trove of funerary offerings, including ornate ceramic jars. The jars contained the bones of cooked goat, cow, horse, and boar. But the biggest surprise was yet to come. At the center of it all lay a body, a man buried in a semi-flexed position, clutching a rare 4-pronged bronze spear. The preliminary analysis suggested that he stood at 6 feet 7 inches tall, a Bronze Age giant, lost to time until now.
And then it was buried with a bronze bull. They found a warlord, didn't they? An ancient warlord.
9 rarest alien races ever recorded. Number 6, the Pale Ones. They are found where the world feels tired, abandoned factories, frozen valleys, places where even sound seems reluctant. Witnesses describe the Pale Ones as fragile, sagging beings with translucent skin and long white hair clinging to their faces like wet frost.
Sounds like a Palladian.
Their large, watery eyes don't shine. They absorb the room, studying people with the sadness of something that has watched too many endings. They move slowly, dragging thick, wrinkled limbs as if gravity treats them differently.
I see it. What is this abomination?
Some claim the pale ones appear near tragedies, observing quietly, neither helping nor harming, just learning. Others say they try to communicate through subtle gestures, reaching out like someone remembering touch.
They got her. They got her. What is Hollywood's obsession with the black goo? They got her. They got her. What is Hollywood's obsession with the black goo? This is Megan Fox's maternity pictures. How sweet is this? Many believe that this is a subliminal messaging, but for what? Billie Eilish had it running out of her eyes, remember? It's very interesting how many celebrities are using it in their music videos to represent dark angels. Justin Timberlake's music video, for example. In this music video, Justin Timberlake begins seeing demonic faces while walking through a crowd. He's searching through the crowd until he stumbles upon what looks like a demon. And she's spitting this black glue all over his face, and it covers his entire body.
There's no way this is actually happening. Are you kidding me? This is what they put in music videos now? Oh my God.
Lady Gaga's used it, and many others. And what it reminded me of was Venom. When Venom was trying to become symbiotic with his host, he jumped from host after host until he found one that was compatible. And what was very interesting to me is that some religions see parasites as demonic beings. And what blew my mind even more is that demons were believed to inhabit pagan idols. It also references the three corpses, and they are three supernatural parasites that enter the human body at birth and reside in the head, chest, and abdomen. Very interesting, I'd say. What do you guys think? Are we looking at some sort of symbolism here? Does Hollywood just like black goo? They got her!
They got her. Maybe if it was for like a Halloween or something, but Halloween's not for another couple months or a month. Damn near. I don't get it.
Have you ever wondered why movies, TV shows, and cartoons seem to predict real-world events? Like lockdowns, AI taking over the world, even specific phrases or numbers that show up before they happen. That's not just art imitating life. It's called revelation of the method. And this is the idea that people in power, governments, corporations, secret groups, reveal their plans ahead of time, usually through entertainment, symbolism, or satire. Think Simpsons here. It's not a warning, it's a psychological trick, because once you've seen it, laughed at it, and dismissed it as fiction or a conspiracy theory, you've been primed. In other words, the powers that be are making their plans known through pop culture. And when the public doesn't push back, it's the same as giving our consent for it to happen. And if it happens later, you're less likely to question it. You've already been desensitized. Your subconscious goes, yeah, that makes sense. Here's the metaphysical part. By revealing the truth, even symbolically, they believe they've obtained your consent, because on a karmic or energetic level, they're no longer responsible because you didn't say no. So why does this matter? Because revelation of the method isn't just about predicting the future. It's about shaping it through your attention, your belief, and your inaction. Once you see it, you stop being the audience and you start being the signal.
A school cafeteria worker admits she did wrong, and she understands why she was fired.
For 14 years, Debbie Salzman worked as a beloved lunch lady here at Denver Place Elementary School in Wilmington. She says she would upgrade the lunch of a child who didn't have enough money or give them extra food if they said they were still hungry.
If they didn't have enough money on their account, they would get a cheese sandwich instead. When they got a free lunch, that would come back and say, Miss Debbie, I'm still hungry. Didn't you get your belly full for supper last night? And you don't know how many times they heard they didn't have supper that night.
Salzman says she kept Post-it note IOUs and paid out of her own pocket for kids, but the district suspended and terminated her this February for, quote, not keeping track of her register and providing food to her grandchildren without payment, end quote. Salzman admits to giving her grandchildren extra food too, but says it wasn't just them.
I broke the rule. I'm the one that broke the rule.
A school cafeteria worker admits she did wrong, and she...
She doesn't deserve to be fired. She needs a raise for her heroic actions. Man, that's sad. We need more lunch ladies like her, if you ask me. I could feel the water run behind my eyes, man. You can't trying to do the right thing.
Discoveries in 2025 that humanity was never meant to see. In Greenland, scientists uncovered traces of a prehistoric forest frozen beneath the ice for millennia. Perfectly preserved plants and seeds were found, acting as a true time capsule from the Ice Age, offering a glimpse into a world long lost. In the Mediterranean, submerged beneath the waves, researchers uncovered the ruins of a lost city. Inscriptions were found in a completely unknown language, raising the possibility of a civilization that has never before been recorded in history. In Brazil, deep in the Amazon, archaeologists made an extraordinary discovery. They uncovered an ancient network of roads that connected indigenous settlements, revealing an urban system far more advanced than we ever imagined. In Iceland, geologists uncovered a fascinating discovery, an active underwater volcano releasing helium-3, a rare element that could hold the key to unlocking nuclear fusion energy, possibly changing the world's energy future. And in the Dead Sea, an expedition unearthed a treasure trove of ancient papyrus scrolls. These scrolls contained religious and scientific texts, unlike anything known to modern civilization, opening up new insights into the past.
This grid system that they found in the Amazon is actually very impressive, and it makes you wonder, because there's so many different things that can harm you, like different poisonous bugs, spiders, everywhere, literally. And the fact that they had an ancient civilization thriving there, can you imagine what type of people were there? That is just fascinating. And it definitely makes you think.
Well, you guys aren't ready for this one. Now, what people don't understand is there have been so many wars, so many resets, so much erasing of our true history. The weapons that these people used to use can turn cities into stone, could melt these cities. These examples are everywhere. So when you see interesting structures like the cave village ruins in Turkey, things like this, and all of this, just know that our ancient past has been covered up. Just like they do now, they had very sophisticated energy weapons. And of course, the mainstream narrative is just going to tell you that this is just some simple rock formation. I beg to differ. You see, nothing is what it seems, ladies and gentlemen. Our history is nothing but a lie. That's why they call it history. It is his story. The victors have always wrote the history books. And the last thing they want is for us to discover the real origins of our true humanity. And as always, you need to look within for the real answers. Peace and love.
The Statue of Liberty, it's holding the torch of illumination, which is the Promethean torch of Freemasonry. And if you go to the Statue of Liberty, you'll see a bronze plaque inside saying that this was given to the government of America by the French Grand Orient Temple Masons. And it is a symbol of Grand Orient Freemasonry in America, the holder of the light. And that's exactly the same torch that is carried during the Olympics. On the back of the old dime in America, there was the fasci, which you look in the encyclopedia or dictionary and look up the word fascism, you'll see that the symbol for world fascism was a bundle of sticks with a hatchet hit.
Some people theorize this was some type of ancient weapon. I mean, what's the purpose of just walking around holding that? What if that actually shot some type of electricity or something crazy from it? Laser beam? I don't know. But it doesn't make any sense why they would just keep carrying that useless object around. I think there's more significance to it than they're telling us.
You see that on each side of the speaker's podium at Congress.
Oh, absolutely.
So they have the fasci on each side.
Absolutely, and it's also the symbol for the United States Senate is the fasci. But the point I want to make is that was on the old dime. Now, on the new dimes, you will see a torch instead of the old fasci, because fascism was used at one time to prepare the world for the New World Order. Now the New World Order is in place. That's why on the dollar bill it says Novus Ordo Seclorum is New Order of the World, but at the top of the pyramid on the back of the dollar bill is Annuit Coeptus, which not means our enterprise or our project has been crowned with success. Back of the dollar bill is
You got a dime? Pull your dime out and look on the back. Tell me what you see. They changed the currency up so much, so I just wanted to make sure that you guys saw it. Look to your left and tell me what you see. It just doesn't make no sense that they would just be carrying that around. Is it when the hatchet strikes, does it emit some type of frequency? What's the purpose of it? Does it store ether inside?
Okay, so I've been looking for this footage for years. I seen this years ago. And somebody was filming a baseball game. You know, their kids were at a baseball game. And they, you know, these are, I think it's one or two, it might be two interdimensional beings. But he didn't see them. When he went back and checked the video, then he noticed it in the video, you know? But you know, they couldn't see it with the, you know, he couldn't see it with his naked eye. Nobody can see it with their naked eyes, you know? And I love this one. I love this one. I've been looking for this for years. This took place in Mexico in 2014. All right, let me know what you think.
You have got to be kidding me. You could see them, the two entities clearly in the back there. Another impossible technologies of the ancient culture. They put bracelets on the statues that just spin freely. That's not something you could snap on. Man, going here is definitely a bucket list. Going to India, I would need to spend like at least 2 weeks there to see all this different ancient technology sculptures, to be honest with you.
Imagine standing at the edge of a giant stone labyrinth carved straight into the earth. This is Chand Baori, one of the deepest and most impressive stepwells in India, located in Rajasthan. Built over 1,000 years ago, this ancient structure has more than 3,500 narrow steps, arranged in perfect geometric patterns across 13 stories. From above, it looks like an endless optical illusion, each step mirroring the next. Chand Baori wasn't just built for beauty. In the scorching desert heat, it served as a vital water reservoir, keeping the air below noticeably cooler than the surface. Locals once gathered here not only for water, but for rest, rituals, and social life. On one side stands a pavilion dedicated to Harshut Mata, the goddess of joy and prosperity, reminding visitors that this place held spiritual meaning as well. Silent, symmetrical, and almost hypnotic, Chand Baori is a masterpiece of ancient engineering, proving that long before modern technology, humans were already building wonders that still leave us in awe today.
It was almost like a natural pool that kept cool because of how deep they dug it. At first, I'm like, why are they digging so deep? What are they trying to keep down there? But after seeing the reason why, like it kept the pool cool, that makes sense. And then there's a palace to the left of that. This sounds like the spot to be back in the day.
Okay, right. So we've been having a nice little discussion about how this is the Grand Canyon and that's the Red Sea, and it's found in your Geneva Bible. Right now, somebody that was on my Facebook post shared a clip from a book that was created out of the places of the Bible's locations, which I actually have a physical copy of coming to me. Right.
This is a prime example of the collective. Did you hear what he said? Somebody in the comments said something. I'm telling you, man, when we all put our brains together, it's crazy what we can come up with.
Notice how the Old Testament world is labeled as the area now known as the United States. Now, there's been controversy over this map that I've shown you because it shows the Red Sea being right here, right next to the Grand Canyon, as shown in the picture. Now, people are saying that this is bullshit and da-da-da-da, but let me show you something. Let me show you how they got rid of the Red Sea. See, this is the location of the Grand Canyon, right where California and the rest of the land met. They got rid of the rivers by putting the dams on the water that ran to it. No more Red Sea. Okay, right? So we've been having a nice little discussion.
I did hear about that. the Red Sea being dried up because of the dams, you know. They tried to say they tried to irrigate the land using the Red Sea and it dried it up. It's so many lies. Which one's the truth? But the fact that they put the Old Testament world on top of the USA right here, that is extraordinary. Because, and correct me if I'm wrong, that's right over the Grand Canyon. And there was a Red Sea right outside of California, so where was the Red Sea actually at? Was it in the United States or was it over across the seas somewhere? And we can look at the Grand Canyon now. You know, I've been saying this for a while. It's been excavated. The Grand Canyon is nothing but a giant quarry. Fire Marshal Bill, let me show you something. Activate submersible. Let's break this down all the way. First, let's see what a quarry is. What is a quarry? A quarry is an open pit mine on the earth's surface where stone, sand, gravel, or minerals are extracted for construction and other uses. Okay, let's take a look at what quarries look like. Let's click the very first image of a quarry. All right, you guys can see the vertical looking steps. You know, that's from a giant machine grinding up these materials. Let me show you the giant machine. Giant excavation machine. All right, here it is. If you've never seen one before, here it is. You can see this one in action. Basically, it takes this giant wheel right here and it just goes through the earth. And that's how you get these steps. That's how you get these steps. The giant excavator could have been stationed in this water. And right here, they started at the top. They unload all the dirt or whatever material they found and they do it again. Excavation, okay? All right, now take a good look at this photo. Now, I'm going to show you the Grand Canyon. Now, look at this beautiful photo. You know what I'm saying? Look over here. What do you see? You can see excavation marks all throughout the Grand Canyon. You know, you gotta ask yourself, if this was a quarry, were they farming this material or were they looking for something? Was there something specifically in the Grand Canyon? Because so many people talk about there's artifacts found, there's places you can't go in the Grand Canyon. You know, if you ask me, it's almost like they were looking for something when they were quarrying it out. Look at this. This is a beautiful example of what I'm trying to say. You can see the lines all throughout it. Did they excavate the Grand Canyon back in the day? Did they mine out the Grand Canyon? Look at this. Look at this compared to that. This compared to that. You know, this was a fresh quarry. You know, this was done. You know, this picture was probably taken right after they got done mining out whatever resources they were in this area. This has been sitting a while. So you got water, erosion. So that's why it's not as steep. But you could definitely see the lines. You could see where the machine was excavating. So the question you need to be asking yourself is, why did they mine out the Grand Canyon? Was it for the materials? Were they looking for something? It's got to be one of those two. They were mining the materials or they were looking for something. if you ask me. Was the Grand Canyon a giant quarry? You tell me. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's figure this one out. And the crazy part is, when you look at this, they have these same lines in Antarctica. So is it possible that they had these giant excavator machines even in the ancient days and they were looking for something? I almost would go as far as to say this excavator machine right here, this is the biggest excavator in the world. I wouldn't be surprised if they found this one. You know, where's the construction photos of this excavator machine? You know what I'm saying? But that might be going a little far, but hey, they could have probably had machines 5 times the size of this. This is currently the biggest excavator in the world, but they could have had one 5 times the size of this. You know what I'm saying? For them to quarry out the whole Grand Canyon, how long did that take? If they did do it, what type of machine did they use to do it? The next thing you might want to ask yourself is, what are they doing with all the materials that they excavated from the Grand Canyon? Well, you heard of volcanoes, right? Any volcano I punch in, I guarantee you, looks like a giant mound of dirt. Just stacked, like they just poured all their waste in a giant mound. And it just happened to combust. And when you got a whole bunch of different trash in one area, you know, combustion might happen. So, hey, it's just a theory, guys. I'm just saying. When you put the pieces together, they kind of add up. Grand Canyon, giant quarry. What did they do with all the excess waste? Volcanoes. That's the theory. This is a closer look at the blade. Massive scoop blade. The ancient excavators, they were like world excavators, if we can call it like that. Just like how we have the world trees, you know, giant mega trees, man, they had giant world excavators. This is excavated land in Russia, or Germany, forgive me. They just didn't go as deep as the Grand Canyon. They was digging. In the same photo, we can find the same type of lines in the Antarctic. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick, since we're on this topic. Antarctica mountains. We're just going to type in Antarctic mountains, and we're going to look for the marks, because that's probably going to be the only way we're going to find it. Not seeing any marks on this one. This is giving me more broken tree vibes more than anything. Let's keep looking. Nothing on this photo. We kind of see it a little bit right here. Faintly. It's hard with the snow. Oh, we might have one here. There's slight traces. You could see the horizontal lines. You know, you could see some ancient excavation going on here. You could see the horizontal lines. So it's just a theory, but I'm sure if we continue to look harder, we could find clear evidence of excavation lines. Oh wow, I found one. Yeah, this is in Antarctica. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If that's not clear excavation lines, I don't know what is. Compare this image to this image. That to this. Kind of similar, and you can see it in the background. That snow was melted, man, you would say this is the Grand Canyon. Let's pretend all the snow was melted on this top photo. You would say this is pretty much the Grand Canyon. So the Grand Canyon wasn't the only thing that got excavated and quarried out. Antarctica. Interesting.
Maybe sin isn't what we thought. Maybe we're not broken. Maybe God sees us as already good. Maybe sin isn't what we thought. Maybe we're not broken. Maybe God sees us as already good. Maybe sin isn't what we thought. Maybe we're not broken. Maybe God sees us as already good. Because in the Bible, God said it was good after he created us. So what if there is no hell? And what if heaven is right now?
Everything you just watched was AI. None of it was real. If you want to know the future for our world, you're going to want to see what I'm going to show you next. Artificial Narrow Intelligence, or ANI. Artificial General Intelligence, AGI. This is where we currently are. Artificial Superintelligence, ASI. The difference is this one behaves like a human, and this one is smarter than humans. And I promise you that singularity is coming probably way quicker than most of you realize. And in case you forgot, during Trump's first week in office, he initiated a massive AI project, $500 billion over 4 years from these investors, Mayoshi Son with SoftBank, Larry Ellison with Oracle, Sam Altman with OpenAI ChatGPT, including that OpenAI has committed to building a giant UAE data center in global expansion. And let's not forget a very important part of this meeting in Saudi Arabia, unveiling a groundbreaking AI venture called Humane, making Saudi Arabia the global AI powerhouse. And the US is going to start manufacturing advanced chips with a new facility being built out in Arizona.
Is that why maybe graphic chips, the prices on computer graphic chips has been getting higher and higher? Dang.
A massive project that's going to be the hub for all chips built in the US. Billions of chips. No, Neil, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just fear-mongering. This guy knows what he's doing. He says the name of Jesus, the world is going to be okay. My friend, I'm just showing you what's right in front of us. And if you can't see it, either A, you have no discernment. B, you don't know the word of God. C, you don't care. Or D, the worst, is you don't know Christ. Revelation 13, the image of the beast, AI, robots, quantum computing, my friend, it is here. And the reason why people dismiss it is because they don't see it yet. So they think it's just a fairy tale. In a short while, give it 1 year, 3 years, we're going to start seeing all of this around us. But the good news is that for those who follow Christ, who have repented of their sins to seek the righteousness found in Christ alone, my friend, we are not appointed to wrath. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not going to see any evil. How much of it we're going to see, we don't know. So that's why we got to make sure that we are spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically ready. The world is changing quick, but not Jesus. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. We're living in the last seconds of the last days, and I'm trying to do everything I can to wake you up. I hope that you're listening. I'm the watchman standing on the wall, and I'm sounding the alarm.
Maybe sin isn't what...
I'm not mad at you, Neil. The scariest part about this video is saying that we are in the middle at Artificial General Intelligence, AGI, and they're saying ASI is going to be here soon. Oh my goodness. Exactly how long do we have until that pops off? But you guys got to admit, AI has been advancing rapidly these last couple years. There's no telling what it's going to bring in 2026. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Don't believe anything you hear or see in this video. For context, do your own research on everything. Now let's dive into some more theories.
Everyone thinks they're free, but you work to survive. You pay to live. You obey systems you never consented to. You scroll your phone while the world burns. You party while a digital cage is being welded around your mind. You go to work, raise your kids, and try to pretend it's all normal. But deep down, you know something's wrong. This might be the most uncomfortable video you watch this year. Not because it's outrageous, but because you already know it's true.
We won! We did it! Yes!
James Martinez warned us.
Because there's people coming out in the public that are saying what your evolution is going to be.
like Noah Harari.
So it is a distinct possibility that computers will outperform us in most tasks and will make humans redundant. And then the big political and economic question of the 21st century will be, what do we need humans for? Or at least, what do we need so many humans for?
Do you have an answer in the book?
At present, the best guess we have is keep them happy with drugs and computer games.
Nobody rebuts him and gets in his face. They all pay for these huge stages, so they go on and everybody bows to them, but nobody rebuts. And in a court of law, if you have a conflict, you have to rebut. Silence is acquiescence. Acquiescence is agreement. There's no ignorance under the law. These are very important maxims that people need to understand, because you're not going to get second chances for this shit. There's going to be no second chances. They don't care.
MK Ultra whistleblower. He said the extinction level event wouldn't come with... It would come through convenience, through technology, through silence. And now, a federal lawsuit has confirmed the next stage has begun. Filed against Papyrus Technologies, its founder Peter Thiel, CEO Alex Karp, and the charge? Synthetic intelligence. Not just AI, but machines trained to profile, predict, and control human thought. Not with your compliance. Their software used by the Pentagon, CIA, and DHS is now accused of tracking your behavior, harvesting your biometric data, manipulating your beliefs, and even predicting crimes before they happen. Cognitive liberty.
Damn, just like Minority Report, they had a whole movie about that. Now I gotta watch that tonight.
The right to think freely is under attack. Welcome to the war for your mind.
Maybe I need to put my red glasses on. Is that the vibe right now, Morpheus?
You are owned. Not metaphorically, legally. Let me explain. When you were born, your name was converted into all capital letters. A trust account, created without your knowledge. They created a corporate fiction, a straw man, then bonded it, and used it as collateral in the global debt system. Your birth certificate is not just a record, it's a receipt. And your social security number is an account number. In 1933, under House Joint Resolution 192, the U.S. declared bankruptcy and confiscated all gold. From that moment forward, you became the collateral for the national debt. You are the surety, the product, the property.
The court finds you guilty.
Jesus said, "Declare me Lord and Savior, and you shall be saved." Why? Because declaration is law. Words bind reality. Belief becomes contract. Creation follows covenant. The universe is mental.
From the whispers of antiquity, the written word has forged reality.
Guys, this is getting deep. It's just getting started. Hold on, where's my coffee at? I'm not ready for this. Guys, this video is an absolute banger. I'm just getting started.
Reality. Each character a spark, each phrase a universe.
In the beginning was the Word. They inverted it. They taught you silence was safe, that not speaking up was wisdom, that ignoring evil meant you were innocent. Wrong. In law, silence is acquiescence.
Rebuts him and gets in his face. They all pay for these huge stages, so they go on and everybody bows to them, but nobody rebuts. And in a court of law, if you have a conflict, you have to rebut. Silence is acquiescence. Acquiescence is agreement. There's no ignorance under the law. These are very important maxims that people need to understand, because you're not going to get second chances for this shit.
Acquiescence is consent. They showed you what they would do in movies, in music, in TV. They called it fiction, but it was always a contract. Revelation of the method. If you see it and do not object, they are free to proceed.
What's the membership called? The D-Land Plus membership. If you happen to have that, and something happens to you there, you can't do nothing to them because you signed the fine print when you signed up for your Plus membership. You know, even if it's not your account, I've heard if you even in the same household, you can't do nothing against them because you benefited from it. Isn't that crazy? I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what they say.
In the wild, awareness kept you alive. In modern life, comfort kills you. You traded sovereignty for convenience. You could grow your food, but you bought poison from a store. You could have walked in freedom, but you carried the tracking device called a phone. First they gave you pagers, then phones, then social media, then AI. And now, the merger is complete.
Close enough. I can feel you.
Your thoughts are harvested. Your words are filtered. Your reality is curated by code. You are the livestock of a system you didn't build because you never rebutted the claim that they owned you. They said it was safe. They said it was effective. They lied. 27% higher. 6 times the. But who profited? You got depression. They got billions. You got infertility.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a problem. We got a huge problem. We're running out of people. Yeah, I know. You've heard a lot about the birth rate recently. There's been a lot of doom and gloom. And I am here to tell you that that is all justified. It's actually pretty bad. And yeah, so it's a huge problem. And outside of the economic argument, we're talking about specifically, this seems to be more of a spiritual issue too. I mean, you have populations, and this is all across the West. This is happening. This birth rate crisis is happening not just now across the West, which
it's trending now. Like I used to work a lot of factory jobs, and a lot of people I talked to, they said they didn't want kids. They didn't want nothing. Even now, you know, people don't really talk about wanting kids. You know, it's like they don't want to bring them into this world with all this mess going on, but to me, that's one of the most beautiful things a human could do. As a human being, making a child is probably one of the most blessed things a person could do, if you ask me.
Which we know about, but it's happening globally.
They got patents. They never cared about your health. They cared about your compliance. Every system you depend on is monetized. Medicine, media, education, food, water. Every solution leads to further dependency. And the more convenient your life becomes, the more control they have over it. Why does nothing change? Why are the corrupt never punished? Because the law protects property, and you never claimed yourself. You consented. You complied. You failed to rebut. MK Ultra, legal. Tuskegee, legal. Vaccines, GMOs, EMFs, legal. Because in commercial law, if you do not object, you agree. You can scream on social media, you can riot in the streets. But until you send a declaration, an affidavit, a notice, you are still the debtor, still the slave, still the property. But there is a way out. Because what enslaved you was not chains, it was contracts. And the contracts can be broken by higher law. The universe is mental. What you think becomes. What you speak binds. What you declare becomes law. Affidavits, declarations, notices of claim. These are not paperwork. These are spells. This is spiritual warfare written in ink, filed in court, and enforced by your will. This is why they fear it. Because when the living man speaks, the dead corporation must obey.
When the mirror sings praise at you, smile back when the child naps, living dreams on the difference means.
One woman removed $61,000 in debt with a single affidavit. What could 1,000 sovereigns do? mass notices, public liens, common law juries, commercial enforcement. This isn't rebellion, it's remedy. You don't need a revolution. You need paperwork. Because in the world of commercial warfare, the pen is truly mightier than the sword. You have two choices. Remain a debtor and let them harvest your data, children, and tax your breath. Or reclaim your throne, become the creditor, declare your sovereignty. This is not theory, it's law. This is not hope, it's remedy. This is not about fear, it's about freedom. We built the blue. Everyone thinks they're free.
If you're not aware of what just happened with Grok 4, my friend, you gotta see this. To watch the full video, go to YouTube on this channel to watch the Grok 4 demo.
This is the smartest AI in the world, and we're going to show you exactly how and why. And it really is remarkable to see the advancement of artificial intelligence, how quickly it is evolving.
Do you find it suspicious, like I do, that he has said many times that AI is possibly going to be our demise, including unemploying God knows how many people, but yet he's still building this thing out?
I sometimes compare it to the growth of a human and how fast a human learns and gains conscious awareness and understanding. And AI is advancing just vastly faster than any human.
It's kind of crazy that he's making these very subtle comparisons of humans with AI and making AI the more remarkable option.
Grok 4, if given like the SAT, would get perfect SATs every time, even if it's never seen the questions before.
Remember that we're made in the image of God, and now we're making AI in our image.
And if even going beyond that to say graduate student exams like the GRE, it will get near perfect results in every discipline of education. So from the humanities to like languages, math, physics, engineering, pick anything. And we're talking about questions that it's never seen before. These are not on the internet. And Grok 4 is smarter than almost all graduate students in all disciplines simultaneously. It's actually just important to appreciate that's really something.
Listen, we're about to enter into a world that most people are not prepared for, and most people have no idea what's coming their way literally within months. If you've never seen this before, it's important to understand that AI is broken down into 3 subcategories. ANI, artificial narrow intelligence, AGI, artificial general intelligence, and ASI, artificial super intelligence. And right now, we're in this point right here, can behave in a human-like way across all tasks. And this right here is intelligence that's basically fully aware, sentient. Now wait till AI is paired with robots and quantum computing. I'm telling you, Revelation 13, image of the beast, I believe this is it. And all the experts are saying that this stage can happen overnight. Some articles are saying in 2047. And other tech experts, they're saying 2027. They're even saying that this potentially, 2025, is the last year of normalcy. What does this all mean? Skynet, the Matrix, a machine world? I do believe in Harpozo, in the rapture, that Jesus is coming back, but I think there's also a good possibility we might see some of this in the transition just before. Don't be in fear, trust God, control the controllables, and just be prepared. If you're not aware of what just happened with Grok 4,
man, we really had it good with flip phones, didn't we? Like you could just flip the phone, answer it. Now we got cell phones tracking us, listening to everything. When you turn it off, you really don't turn off. It's listening. It's using the reserved lithium ion battery, 5% power juice to listen to what you're saying when it's powered off. Oh my goodness. They're harvesting all that data, throwing it into AI, creating an algorithm, producing better AI. Oh my God. We had it good, y'all. We really did. Going to Blockbuster, picking our movies, going out, writing letters back in school days. We had it good, man. They're taking, technology is leaping forward. Again, shout out to Neil for breaking that down for us. That is very interesting.
Now, I want to correct myself in the times I've spoke about DNA to my students. I always thought evolution was the only lie. I just had to worry about that. Everything else is safe, right? Wrong. DNA, the way it's taught, is an absolute lie. Genetic code is not like computer code. So this is what the experts say, that in your DNA, and this is probably wrong. I'm going to go ahead and say this is probably wrong. There's probably far greater storage capabilities, but they say it's estimated that in your DNA, and I'm not a technology guy, but they say there's about 1 million terabytes of information in a cubic millimeter, about this size. Now, I wanted to do the math. I wanted to say how many cubic millimeters do we have of DNA in our body? You do the math, and then you multiply, and it becomes 1,992,000,000,000 terabytes of data in the human body. I wanted to find out what would it be like if we just made a storage facility that could store all that. Do you think we could do that? Well, according to the experts, they say that amount you cited, nearly 2 yottabytes, I didn't even know what that was, is a theoretical scale of data for which current practical storage solutions do not exist. So there's no way you could store this with any type of storage we have in the entire world. Sometimes estimates from 2020 put the total amount of global data at 44 zettabytes, a fraction of the amount you described. So in each of your masterfully created bodies is more stored information than we could store in the entire world. And our Father pieced that together on day 6 of creation.
I believe I looked this up before. It was like, if you look at your brain as a computer, like exactly how much memory could it hold? Like if I sit here and try to think about everything I know that sounds crazy. How much data is that actually? Not your entire body like he described, but just how much in your mind. But let's type it in, because I'm curious now. What was the question again? Oh yeah. How much memory does a human brain have? 2.5 million petabytes? Wow, that was way more than when I last looked it up. 2.5 petabytes? That's a lot of information. Which is over 2.5 million gigabytes. So that just shows you how impressive the mind is. If only I can delete certain stuff and recycle bin certain stuff, just like a computer. Try to keep your system clean, the temple clean, if you will. I just gotta say, I love this episode, guys. I do.
And we haven't even seen what DNA looks like. I mean, that's the clearest photo they say we have of it, right there. Looks like a hair. And the guys that came up with the shape of it, the twisted serpent shape, double helix, fellows of the Royal Society. Imagine that. They discovered it, they say. If I make a toy model and say I discovered something, slap the toy model out of my hand. I didn't discover anything. They didn't discover anything. But let's say they did. Let's pretend they did. They did. They can stretch out DNA. When they break apart the chromosomes, they can stretch it out, and they say each little, whatever it is, if it's double helix or not, is about 6 feet for each one of your cells.
He said if it's double helix or not, he said, I'm not believing anything that they're telling me. We really don't know. Unless you looked at a double helix DNA strand, you honestly don't know. We can't take Jurassic Park's demonstration for credit.
Take each of your cells, unravel all that DNA. You can circumnavigate the equator 1,347,000 times. So it's safe to say there's something wonderfully made about each and every single one of you. No machine on Earth could take something that went around the equator 1 million times and pack it together in the shape of a precious little person.
And here's another crazy theory. Let me blow this up so we can really dissect this. If we were to really circumnavigate, like, is this truly circumnavigating if you go in like a giant circle like this? Or is it circumnavigating if you just continue to go north? Like, let's say you're in Texas and you say, okay, I want to circumnavigate. That means you keep going north until you come back to where you're at. Am I tripping, or is that really circumnavigating? Not going like this. That's not circumnavigating. What did they say? If we dig How did the theory go? If we dig underground, we hit China. Okay, let's someone live stream them going north for however long it takes, 24, 48 hours, and do it. Just go north. That's all I want to see is one person go one direction the entire time until they get back to where they originally started.
None. And our Father did that at day 6 of creation.
It does not take thousands or millions of years for fossilization or petrification to occur. This is why there are so many mud fossil examples all around us. Check out this video by Kent Hovind. You can find the full video on YouTube as well. Great examples.
Here's petrified firewood. The guy chopped on it before it turned to stone. Here's mummified dog stuck in a tree. Turned to stone. Chased a coon up the tree apparently and got stuck. They named it Stucky. What would you call it, okay? Here's petrified cowboy boot with the cowboy's legs still in it.
I'm mad at that name, Stucky. That is terrible.
The boot was made 1950 and the leg is turned to stone. Here's petrified fish giving birth. It does not take millions of years to give birth. Praise God, okay? Here's a petrified hat. Petrified pickle found in a jar. The guy sent me the jar and pickle. He said, Brother Hovind, I found this in Montana in an old home. The house was junk, the roof was gone, the house was falling apart. But he said, you want a petrified pickle for your museum? I said, of course. Who in their right mind would not want a petrified pickle, you know? Come on down to Pensacola and Dinosaur Adventureland and see the petrified pickle. Here's petrified sacks of flour.
Where did he say we can go see that? I would love to go see that.
Flour found in a flour mill that flooded in 1910 in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Here's petrified toadstool. There's an amazing gem and mineral museum just south of Bloomington, Illinois, in the little bitty tiny town called Shirley, Illinois. You got to be trying to find it to get there, but it's worth going to see the Funk Gem and Mineral Museum. Okay, here's petrified acorns.
If money and time wasn't an issue, that would probably be one of the main things I would like to do, is just go see every museum and possible, you know, because I can't get enough of that stuff. Even when I was a kid, where do you want to go? Museum. I don't want to go to Chuck E. Cheese. I don't want to go to no basketball game. I don't care about football. Take me to a museum or aquarium, please. And if that's not going on, I'm watching my boy Steve Irwin, Jeff Corrin. You know, y'all don't remember that. Steve Irwin, Jeff Corrin, River Monsters with Jeremy Wade. Man, that's me all day.
This kid sent them to me. He said, Brother Hovind, I was 7 years old at the time. He said, I stuck these acorns in a bucket of water and I thought they might, sprout and make some trees, and I forgot about them. Next spring, my mama found the bucket on the back porch and the acorns had turned to stone. He said, would you like them for your museum? I said, of course. Come on down and see the petrified acorns. More on petrification on video number 6. So kids, when they take...
I honestly, where is it at? There it is. I honestly was going to donate my megalodon tooth to a museum. I like looking at it still, but I was like, hey, maybe some kids might, appreciate it more,
Tell you the layers are different ages. You tell them Kent Hovind said they're confused or they're lying. It is not correct. Those layers all formed, nearly all of them, at the time of Noah's flood. 80 to 85% of Earth's surface does not even have 3 geologic periods appearing in correct consecutive order.
With this technology, y'all. In the new Disclosure Day teaser, Emily Blunt's character starts making these eerie, wet popping sounds. Yeah, we heard it. What does it mean? Her eyes glaze over, her breathing changes like something just hijacked her body. Now the internet is going wild because those exact sounds and trance and face are identical to how Daryl acts when he channels the alleged hybrid entity, Basharhar. Oh no. Same rapid pop, same head snap, same blank stare takeover. This is full demonic possession. So you got an alien 500 light years away channeling through you. Oh my goodness.
Your environment isn't just containing stories, it's actively telling them, whether you're conscious of it or not. Do you know that ancient architects discovered something mind-bending about human memory? Spaces can be designed to imprint stories directly into human consciousness. Modern science is proving this is actually what's happening. Research shows that your brain creates deeper memory pathways when information is tied to a physical space. How cool is that? From ancient Greek temples to modern narrative environments, designers have always used space itself as a storytelling medium, myself included. Here is what's fascinating. Specific architectural elements like height, depth, progression, all literally program your memory foundation. Whether it's a sacred site or an immersive experience, these principles tap into how your brain naturally stores and processes information. Once again, this is not just about creating beautiful spaces. We are past simply aesthetics, about understanding that environments can become living stories, ranging from every threshold, every vista, every transition is an opportunity to write directly into human memory. Take a look around you. Your environment isn't just containing stories, it's actively telling them, whether you're conscious of it or not. Are you listening? Your environment isn't just containing stories.
I wonder what type of story I would feel when I visit an actual old world cathedral. You know, like, yeah, they have all the different sculptures on the side of the, and on the ceiling, like basically all over. It's literally telling you a story, but like using what she said, like the height, the vibrations of the building, if you will. Like, what type of story is it actually telling you about the old architects of these structures? If you thought I wasn't going to give you another excellent specimen of the day again, think again. All right, guys, we have another fascinating one. You know, the earth just has so many gems that, you know, we will never be able to cover them all. Like, they're finding thousands of new minerals every single day, you know, but this one is intriguing. Kind of looks like a peach seed. Like, the crystals form like a peach seed. If you look at the purple, very interesting. Drop your names below. What would you name this? If I had to name this specimen, I would call it the Forbidden Banana Split. What would you call it? Reptilian alien spotted in Mexico. Uh-oh.
Míralo, en el techo. Parece una rana gigante. Muévete, muévete. No, no se acerquen, se está mirando. Bájate de ahí. Eso no es persona, güey. Ay, Dios mío.
A hunched humanoid figure perched on the edge of a terracotta rooftop. Its skin glistens under the streetlights, scaly and taut like a frog's, but its limbs are too long. It turns its head, just for a second, and the eyes flash, reflective like an animal's. Look at the way it moves, not like a person, not like any animal we know. People in the comments are calling it a reptilian. Others say it's some kind of hybrid. But here's the real question. What is it doing there? Parecía una rana, pero con cara de hombre. It looked like a frog, with a man's face. It wasn't human. It watched us. Now, some say this is CGI. Others swear it's proof that aliens are already here, hidden in plain sight. And if this is real, how many more are out there?
En el techo. Parece una rana gigante. Muévete, No, no se acerquen, se está mirando. Bájate de ahí, eso no es persona, güey. Ay, Dios mío. Míralo, está en el techo.
The next question you gotta ask yourself, if this thing is real, what is it eating? Because if it's like a tree frog, you know their tongues can get flies like so many feet away. This dude probably catching bats and birds with his tongue. Ugh.